I'm making the favorite food of the 45 presidents of the United States of America beat election tension with food. Today we're talking about Andrew Jackson and leather britches. Jackson was the 7th president, serving 2 terms from 1829 to 1837. He was the first president to be elected from the Appalachian Mountains and the first from the Democratic Party. Yes, the Democratic-Republican Party was split due to John Quincy Adams' election, and the Democratic Party was born. The differences between Jackson and Adams is as symbolic as dried beans versus fresh fruit. He won popular vote 3 times and significantly expanded the powers of presidency during his time in office. He believed in a strong executive branch and asserted presidential authority such as vetoing legislation and implementing policies without congressional approval. Jackson is credited to have increased the number of people eligible to vote regardless of wealth and social status, as long as they were white men. This was called the universal white male suffrage. Oh, it gets worse. He was a ruthless slave owner owning hundreds of slaves. He not only defended slavery, but expanded it into new territories, bringing Arkansas and Florida into the Union of Slave States. Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act of 1830 into law, resulting to the deaths of thousands of Native Americans in the tragic Trail of Tears. Leather britches date back to the early settlement of the Appalachian region. The terrain was so rugged, so settlers there relied on simple and sustainable methods of food preservation. Drying is a key method, which is how leather britches are made. Traditionally, green beans are strung together with a needle and thread, hung and dried for 2 months or more. Unfortunately, I did not have 2 months to wait, so I dried one batch in the oven and purchased the other pre-dried. I added some Old Bay and Cajun spices to the oven-dried green beans, which still retained a light crunch, whereas the pre-dried were completely soft. The stewed green beans soaked up so much flavor from the bacon. Both were surprisingly tasty, so the dish minus Jackson is a thumbs up from me.